So welcome to This Ohio Farmhouse. Today is all about being flexible and going with the flow. Sometimes things on the homestead just aren't really predictable and you don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes it has to do with weather, sometimes it has to do with animals, sometimes things just have to be planted right away or whatever. I think that's one of the hardest struggles that I have on the homestead, is just not completely being able to plan, because there are some things that are just urgent. That is the case this week, and so we're trying to be flexible and go with the flow, but really my entire life this week has been revolved around baby goats being born, which we knew was going to happen, but it happens to be the absolute coldest week that we've had. Our temperatures at night are getting down to like 5 degrees and lower. It's very, very cold, and even with 3 heat lamps in the barn, it just doesn't seem to be keeping up. So tonight we're gonna be making sure that we get that up and running and warmer, because it just seems like the baby goats are being born and then they are struggling to keep their body temperature up. So we have 3 goats that have kidded and 2 more to go. So we want to make sure that the next batch is a little bit easier to deal with. I've spent so many hours this week holding baby goats and rubbing them and trying to warm them up, making little sweaters for them, and while they're really cute, it's very time consuming. So we're just trying to go with the flow. Sometimes that's really hard for me to do and I don't have the best attitude, so I'm trying to just deal with the fact that it is bitter cold. We're outside a ton dealing with this and just trying to have a good attitude and stay positive.
Sometimes life is unexpected, unpredictable, and just hard. I do far better when I make plans and then just plan for them to be interrupted. It's far too easy to become flustered and take it out on the people we love. It's in these moments that the people around us take notice. Is Mom going to melt down under the pressure? Or is she going to keep smiling and continue shining God's love? I have my share of meltdowns. Or sometimes I just cope with stress with a little bit of specialty dark chocolate. But it's when I hand it over to God and go with His plan that our days, regardless of the checklist, flow with peace and joy.
So with Ben and Chuck gone doing the firewood, that means that a lot of this responsibility is falling back on me to make sure that these goats are taken care of, which means that the kids are all gonna have to pitch in and help with the littles inside, help get food ready and meals and things when I have to be taking care of things out here in this bitter cold. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I think I have a busy night ahead of me, lots of things that need to happen. We got to get that place warmed up and get some of the goats moved into different locations. Right now we actually have one of the mama goats and a baby who doesn't seem to be super strong yet. They're actually in our basement because there's heated floors down there, and they're doing okay, but eventually we need to get them moved out in case we need to move the new kidding goats inside and keep those babies warm. So there's just lots of shuffling going on, lots of logistics to dealing with really cold weather and having newborns on the homestead.
It's my prayer for both you and myself that we start by handing it over to God and not end there after making stops along the way. We are so glad that you're on this journey with us. Thanks for being here, and we will see you next week on This Ohio Farmhouse.